Oh, she's horrible. I've made a ghastly, ghastly mistake.
So yesterday we learned that the five horsemen of the apocalypse were still in Lucasfilm offices, like I thought they would be, looking for evidence of wrongdoing, and they found it. They found exactly what they were looking for. And I'm going to say here that, quite predictably, it had something to do with the Acolyte. And Sparrow dutifully went to Kamran and said what they had found, the five horsemen had found. And it's very interesting. There's stuff we can't say. But suffice it to say, there are going to be a lot of black pill blobs, are you listening, who are going to be eating crow. This show has been plagued by a lawsuit. This show has been plagued by funny money. We don't know where the money came from. We have a better idea now. The fact of the matter is that if Leslie Headland discovered anything, it was how to work the system like Harvey Weinstein did. And it's very interesting to me how all this was uncovered. But I honestly think Bob Iger knew there's something to be concerned about in this situation. It's malfeasance. It's financial malfeasance, like I thought. And for Ms. Karen McCarthy's lawyers, this is what we thought it was. It's a show that's non-existent. So Bob Iger now has the evidence. He now has what he needs. And while I can't say everything that he knows, suffice it to say that there are people at Lucasfilm who are in deep doo-doo. Now, apparently, the Five Horsemen put together a meeting for this week. Now, Kamran said it was Wednesday. That was the feeling that was gotten from our Lucasfilm. But Doomcock said Monday. Now, there are scenarios. One of Kamran's Patreons asked out loud, would it be possible if they had fired Kennedy this weekend? Okay, I don't know. I think she's already on the way out the door. But as a matter of principle, as a matter of fact, they could have. I mean, we don't know. Are they going to tell the Flying Monkeys that she's leaving? Probably. Okay. But they could have already fired her, and they're telling the Flying Monkeys, somebody else is taking over now. Okay. The interim president of Lucasfilm, at least. Okay. But I have a feeling this person's going to end up running the company. Dave Filoni's not going anywhere. I wouldn't worry about him. But nobody's job is safe. Pablo, your job is not safe. Okay? Your job is not safe at all. And, You have made it abundantly clear that you're willing to let your head get lopped off with the rest of them because you want to burn it down on the way out the door. Okay? I don't have anything to say to Carrie Beck. She should have been gone months ago when she saw this happening. Iger, again, knew something was wrong with the Acolyte. And now he's got the evidence to prove it. And this evidence can be used against Kennedy in the lawsuit. It can be used again. It can be used against other Lucasfilm personnel that knew what was going on. Carrie Beck, Candace Campos, Rhonda Hjort. This is happening.
The time has come. Execute Order 66.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
The fleet has moved out to flight speed and we're preparing to...
You have failed me for the last time, Admiral. Apology accepted, Captain Nida.
So difficult. Excuse me, Niles, but I've got news for you. Copernicus called, and you are not the center of the universe.
So, what's going to happen this week? Well, I'm going to say that Lucasfilm is going to announce that the Acolyte's been canceled. They're not going to say it's not finished or finished, but it's pretty much dead. It's not going to happen. And the reason why is because of the shit that happened with this woman and where the financial aspect came from it. I thought for a long time that actually Kennedy's husband gave her the money to do the sizzle reel, and I don't think he did now. Maybe he gave her some, but not anymore. Where the money came from is a big problem, and this is why it's going into criminal malfeasance, and which again can be turned over to the district attorney of Los Angeles to prosecute. Okay, but what I think is going to happen if Iger knew this weekend and already fired Kennedy, he gave her go away quietly, or we're going to give this to the prosecutor, or he will do that. This was the thing he had to beat her over the head that he needed to nail her and her conniving friend Leslie to the wall. Okay, and all we got to do is sit back and watch. Again, we could hear some stuff today. All right, I'm going to say that the meeting, all hands on deck emergency meeting, will happen around 11 o'clock noon our time on the East Coast because it's in California. And I don't know if I'm going to be at liberty to say who is taking over, but suffice it to say, look, they could be announcing a new leader of Lucasfilm and not even feel like they have to say Kennedy's out, which would be horribly embarrassing for her. All right? Be horribly embarrassing. Look, we're dealing with a woman who deserves everything she gets. She's a narcissist, and she's run the most valuable IP in the history of Hollywood into the ground. She tried to cuck Indiana Jones, and she's messed around with the legacies of George Lucas, Steven Spielberg, and Harrison Ford. And she's resentful. God knows what her past story is concerning all three of those guys. But I have to say, I don't think Harrison Ford would have ever touched her with a 10-foot pole. I don't think George Lucas would have. I don't know about Steven Spielberg, but I think he was already married to Amy Irving, but it never stopped him. Not that I'm being judgmental, but you know what I'm saying. The fact of the matter is, Kennedy resents them. She resents the fact that she was never allowed into that circle of trust. Neither was her husband. Okay? Neither was her husband. And he may have to step up to get her to walk away. Okay, guys? Because I don't, even with this, obviously, law, this criminal activity concerning the Acolyte, I think that she won't leave without kicking and screaming, okay? Unless he steps up and says, Kathy, it's over, let's go, okay? This isn't our party anymore. That's the only way that'll work. And would she listen to him? I don't know. I would hope she would, just because she really needs to calm down and look at the world the way it is, and that it doesn't revolve around her. You know, I mean, that's the problem I have with her. Bob Iger is the person in charge. Okay, he is not going to let Kathleen Kennedy or Kevin Feige or Pixar ruin his legacy. Okay, and when you've got poor managers like Kathleen Kennedy, and she's basically insulting and being insubordinate to him, then he's going to can her ass. Period, full stop. Okay, you can't deny that he wouldn't do that. Okay, so my advice, guys, stay close to your phones. Keep one ear on either text messages coming from YouTube, or if you belong to Cameron's Patreon, because things are going to be real hot and heavy this week. Okay? As far as the black pill blobs, I probably assume that crows served with hot sauce in New Orleans, right, VR? This is Steph signing out. I'll see you around the galaxy.